Anyway, hey, I'm Hani, welcome to my channel. I'm very excited that I get to film today because usually I would be sitting in a uni class right now, but it was cancelled last minute, so yay! Now I can talk about Christmas stuff on the internet because I have nothing else to do apparently. That's a lie, I have 100,000 different things to do, but I'm just taking the time right now to talk crap on the internet. I kind of wish that I could like film from that direction because then you would see all my Christmas decoration that is basically on this wall or on this side of the room. All the festive spirit is coming from my jumper today. And the topic, because today we're going to talk about something I've wanted to talk about for a while now, and that's Christmas movies. I have kind of an addiction with watching holiday movies in December. I don't know when it started, but it was just, I think, a few years ago where to get into the festive spirit, because I always wanted to be like in a Christmassy mood or something, but I also wasn't one of those people who just like 1st of December hits and you're already in Christmas mood. I need to get into the Christmas mood and I work for that, and that's just an excuse to watch a lot of Christmas movies. And I know it's a genre like holiday movies aren't known for being good movies, and they're not good movies, and that's why it's just a very, very big guilty pleasure of mine to watch a bunch of bad holiday movies before Christmas. So yeah, today I want to rank them. I want to rank all the movies that I watched that are currently available on Netflix, or at least Netflix here, because I know Netflix around the globe sometimes has different movies available or not available. I think there's 32 movies we're gonna go over today. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked I watched this many. I'm gonna link the tier list down below as well, so maybe you can make your own tier list, or you can tell me which movies you enjoy. Don't hate on me, or well, the dislike button is gone now, right? So we'll never know if people disagree or not. You can leave hateful comments if you don't agree with my choices, or you can leave your recommendations, movies I haven't watched yet, movies I should watch. And without further ado, we're just gonna go and rank a lot of Christmas movies now. I've never done a tier list before, so this is my first tier list, and the fact that it's a Christmas movie Netflix tier list is kind of like... So the first movie we have right here is the Christmas Chronicles, and I'm not gonna get a bunch of background information for each movie. I don't know when this came out. I think it was like 2 years ago or something, and I know there's a second part. I think we're gonna rank that later as well. Yeah, but we're ranking the first part. So the Christmas Chronicles, I don't know. I think this is one of the movies that got the setting right. I love just the way they portrayed the North Pole in there, and all the colors and the Christmas feels and the decorations. It all was honestly so beautiful. But the story just kind of was meh, and I particularly didn't really like the two main characters, like the children. I don't know, I just didn't find them very interesting or anything, but story-wise it was just okay. So I think it's a strong B tier because it's not the worst of the worst, and I think it's a pretty solid movie for what it is. Ooh, the next one is a movie from this year. It's called, I think, A Castle for Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. I just watched it as well. This one is kind of like a Hallmark movie in its story, you know, like a very cliche Christmas romance movie. What I liked about it is that the main characters are a bit older, so it's not always the 20-something-year-old falling in love or something story, but it's kind of like for people in their 40s or 50s maybe who are still wanting to relate to the characters in Christmas movies. So that's what I kind of liked about it, and that's where it gets like a plus for me. Well, the story was so cliche. It was so cliche, and I was a bit disappointed by the ending because I think the first half was a nice cliche. It was like a homey cliche, like a good cliche, like take a shot every time I say cliche. But yeah, so I kind of liked it in the first half, and I think the second half kind of like the ending was very trying to stay very vague here in case anybody hasn't watched these movies, so you can go watch them. But I would put this in B tier as well, actually, because I think it's still a very wholesome movie and it was better than expected. Ooh, the next one is A Christmas Prince, The Royal Baby. I think the first one is here as well. Maybe we should rank that one first, actually. A Christmas Prince is a trilogy now. It started with A Christmas Prince, then came A Christmas Baby, and no, first The Royal Wedding, and then A Christmas Baby, or something like that. The Royal Baby. Oh my god, the titles are so confusing. I think the first one was a really good movie. It was the kind of thing that you were expecting, and it did it well. Like, it was good. So I would put the first one in A tier, and let me explain. I think the first one is a cliche through and through, but it's a good one, and it delivers in all the aspects, and it's satisfying in all the aspects as well. So the first one is a very solid Christmas movie. I think I would rewatch the first movie, and I can remember the story of the first movie. I still have it in my head. I was like, yeah, that was kind of a good story, you know, there was plot or something like that. And then, as with most trilogies, it just went downhill. I don't know what happened, but the second one was already worse. And then The Royal Baby, I honestly can't tell you what happened in that movie. It just is gone from my head. I know I watched it, and I know I spent precious lifetime on this movie, but I honestly can't remember what it is about. So I would put the second one in C tier, maybe. It's okay. It is like a continuation if you were really into the characters and you were like, oh, I want to see more of this pairing because I love them. But then the last one, the baby one, like, did she really have to get pregnant as well? Like, did we need a Christmas baby? Or no, it's the royal baby. Did we need a royal baby one? I don't think we did. I think this movie was purely money making and there was no plot. And I don't know who writes the script for a movie like this, because there's a person out there sitting on the desk and, well, good for you for having a job and doing this. And great that this movie got produced and a lot of people got paid or something. But it's really, honestly, D tier. But getting back into positive spirits, the next one is Klaus. And Klaus is an animated movie by Netflix. And this movie is straight up S tier. I loved it. It was darker than most Christmas movies. So it's not like you're thinking, oh, animated Christmas movie, it's gonna be fun. It has a beautiful message. But the king of this movie is the animation. The animation is jaw-dropping. I loved it. The style was amazing. I watched like behind the scenes of how they did the animation, and I think this movie took like 2 years to produce something. I don't know the specifics of it, okay? Don't ask me, but it is working so well. It's so beautiful. The lighting in this movie. I love the characters, like the whole setting with the, I think it's a postman and then Klaus, who isn't like Santa Claus or something, but obviously it's the Santa Claus story, you know? It's really a great movie, and if you haven't watched it before, like, go and watch it. It's a great movie. It's a holiday classic for me. So the next one is Holidate. I don't know. It wasn't great. Honestly wasn't. I think this was one of the movies last year that came out in November, and it's kind of one of those movies that is supposed to first get you into the Christmas directional spirit. And it also goes not only along like Christmas, but I think there's like Easter and New Year, so it goes over different holidays. Kind of like this fake dating, woo, romance, you know? And it isn't doing that part very well. Oh, the next one. I think there was somebody on Netflix who was like, A Night Before Christmas, that's a great pun. We can work with that. And then there was somebody else who's like, let's produce that. And then they produced this movie, A Night Before Christmas, and it has Vanessa Hudgens. And if anything screams Christmas spirit, it's Vanessa Hudgens in Christmas movies. I don't know what she did, but she signed some sort of contract with Netflix where they work together on the holidays to bring you the best Christmas movies, and it's Vanessa Hudgens. Well, Vanessa Hudgens, personally, I think, is a great choice for Christmas movies. She screams, like, with red lipstick and, like, the hair and everything. To me, she screams Christmas in a Christmas movie. So, great casting there. And we're gonna see some more movies with her, a lot of her. Later on. This movie, I think, is B tier. It's about this knight who comes into our world on Christmas. To me, this is one of those movies, because I can't watch movies normally. I always have to think about like the producing and the specifics and the script and does it all make sense. And for this movie, I couldn't quite enjoy it because in my brain I was always like, this wouldn't work. That guy would never survive in modern society. You want to try and tell me that this guy is going to live with her happily ever after when he doesn't even know what like a telephone is or anything in our modern world, really. I think this is gonna create problems for their relationships further down the line. Oh, Single All the Way. This one is also a very, very recent one from this year. I saw the trailer for this on YouTube, and the comments, I scrolled down to the comments, and the comments were saying exactly what I was thinking. Somebody read a few too many fake dating, archive of our own Christmas fan fictions and made a movie out of it. Made a bad movie out of it, because I don't think the person who made this movie got why this fanfiction trope is so popular. I would put this movie in D tier. First of all, I thought that the main guy had more chemistry with like the other date, not the one he ended up with. I forgot the names already. And I watched this movie like a few days ago. I also thought a lot of the side characters were so forgettable, had no personality, were bland as tea. I'm very sorry, and I would not watch this movie if I could read a very amazing A-tier fanfiction. Ooh, the next one is A California Christmas. This one I also watched last year. I think there's a second one coming out still. It's already kind of like in my head, oh, don't make a second one. The first one wasn't great already. There's no way they're gonna top that. So that means the second one is gonna flop real hard, and I still have to watch it because I'm just that kind of girl who still watches things when Netflix goes like, oh, a new Christmas movie, you wanna watch it? Why do I do this to myself? Anyway, this one, C tier. It's honestly, I like the story in ways. It kind of was a little bit new. Also, it played with a lot of different tropes. I think it's this guy who wants to buy the farm, and he wants to like buy it from this girl who lives on the farm, who loves the farm, family farm, all of that. And he like disguises himself as a stable boy or something. And then they fall in love, of course. But oh, his boss is still urging him to buy this farm. You could already see where the conflict is going, and you can already see how it's gonna end. The next one also came on Netflix this year, but it's an older movie. It's Tokyo Godfathers. It's an animated Christmas movie from Japan. I think it's a classic over there. It's a Satoshi Kon movie, and that alone is reason enough for me to put it in S tier. And I stand by that this movie is S tier. It is an animated movie, which again gives the plus points for me because I think animated movies just have a special place in my heart. And especially Satoshi Kon never fails to make animation so beautiful and so flawless and move it all together. And this one also has like a very Christmassy feel and a very beautiful, one-of-a-kind story. I think this story is not something you're gonna find anywhere. It's about these 3 homeless people who find this baby on Christmas Eve. And then it's just around the journey around Tokyo trying to make out who the parents are. And it's also a heartwarming movie in a way because it tells like stories of these homeless people. So of course it's also very sad at times. But it just reminds you of like the beauty of Christmas and that family or just being together on a day like this is the most important thing. But yeah, it's a very beautiful Christmas movie for the whole family. And I would definitely recommend it if you haven't watched it already and you're just searching for a very nice, heartwarming movie that is well made as well. Oh yeah, the next one, Endless Christmas, is a movie I watched a lot with my host children back in Ireland because there was a pair there. And the story is also based on the story of an Irish author and set in Ireland, Limerick, I think, as well. This one is very heartwarming. It is about this kind of girl who lives in an orphanage and she takes baby Jesus home from her Christmas play because she thinks like, oh, baby Jesus is so cold and alone there. And it's just a very short film, I think 20 minutes or something like that. But if you have like small children at home, I think it's a beautiful movie to watch together with them. So yeah, this one is gonna be A tier. Christmas Wedding Planner. I know I watched this movie because I know like it's on my, I watched this on Netflix. I can't remember what's it about, so I'm gonna put it in D tier because honestly I don't know. Dash&Lily I liked. Dash&Lily is S tier and it didn't get a second season, which I'm so sad over because this needed a second season. Why do all the good things never get a second season? And then there are things like Christmas Baby where they pushed out 3 movies in a row. It's not a movie, it's a show about these 2 people who have this book in a bookstore in, I think it's set in New York, which A points again because Christmas plus New York, already more holiday than other movies. And they kind of write each other like a book of dares back and forth. I know it's also based on a book as well. I love the casting in this. I think the 2 main characters portrayed their parts very, very well. And I love the whole setting, the whole story. It was very well done. And I'm so sad it didn't get a second season. Please, Netflix, if you like watch this needs a second season. This was good. People watched this, didn't they? Or was it like a flop? Because if this doesn't get a second part and then stuff like what is getting a second part now? A California Christmas. A California Christmas doesn't need a second movie. Oh, the holiday calendar. D tier. Dude, I watched this whole movie and the whole time I thought, what a crap story. Oh my god, what a crap story. Like, I can't. Obviously it's very cliche and it's not as bad as I'm making it seem, okay? It was, maybe it was C tier. I don't want to put it with a Christmas Baby. Yeah, let's put it in C tier. But honestly, the story just wasn't it. And it was just so uninspired and it was trying to be Christmas and it really wasn't. So I don't want to talk about this anymore. This movie was a disappointment because from the look of it, it looked so beautiful and there was so much production value in this, obviously. But it wasn't it. A Princess Switch, yeah. The first one's A tier. Starts out great, like a Christmas Prince. We've got a trilogy that starts with a very simple concept. You've got these 2 girls, one is a baker from New York, the other is like this nearly queen or something in her country. Look the same, they switch, and they fall in love with their boys over there. It got Vanessa Hudgens ×2. So budget costs go down. I think the first one was a solid story, solid movie, it was great. Then they made a second one where they added another Vanessa Hudgens character and that was one too many. The second one is C tier. It's not even B tier. What was the second one? Yeah, the second one was The Crown, like the one Vanessa Hudgens was gonna be queen and the new Vanessa Hudgens didn't want Queen Vanessa Hudgens to get the crown. She wanted the crown for herself or something. You watched it because you watched the first one. You were like, oh, 3 Vanessa Hudgens. Let's watch it for the sake of it. And then they made a third one. And the third one is D tier because, no. I mean, it was a fun watch. I'll give it that. It was a fun watch. Compared to the other ones in D tier right now, this one was the most fun watch. Did they really have to make a haste movie with mother-daughter ruined relationship in it? I don't think anybody asked for that. Ooh, the next one. I think this one is the German poster, but in English I think it's Rise of the Guardians or something. Rise of the Guardians is S tier. because it got Jack Frost in it. No, but I really enjoyed Rise of the Guardians. I don't know if it's specifically a Christmas movie. I wouldn't say it's just 100% Christmas movie. I think you could watch this at any time of the year. So, well, maybe in case of a Christmas movie, it's A tier because it's not that Christmas feely. But it's a great movie, nonetheless. I like the story and I like the characters and the animation. Oh my god, I'm biased towards animation movies, am I not? Oh, I have a few in here twice, I'm sorry. Like Elf and Tokyo Godfathers. Christmas with a View. Oh my god. Oh my god, the main characters in that one look like they're straight out of a perfume or like a beauty commercial. The casting is not that great. It's terrible, not to say. And the story is also Hallmark. Is this a Hallmark movie? I think it's even a Hallmark movie, isn't it? If it's not a Hallmark movie, then they did a great job making it seem like a Hallmark movie. I'm gonna put it in C tier because I watched it with a friend over Netflix party and it was a fun watch together with a friend. But as a standalone Christmas movie, it's not very good. It Snow is C tier as well. C or D tier. I really didn't like it. I think it had great potential. It had a few strong points, a few strong couples. It's one of those movies where there's like multiple main characters and then they all come together in the end at this party. And I liked a few of them, or a few of their stories. But in the gist of things, in the greater picture, it was well produced. It was a well-made movie. And it wasn't bad writing either. So I'm going to put it in C tier. It just didn't grab me like some of the other movies did. A Puppy Star Christmas. S tier. No. I mean, if you like puppies, it's S tier, but as a movie, it's D tier because what is this movie? Why did I watch it? Why did it exist? But it got puppies, so Arthur Christmas is S tier. Oh my god, S tier is just animation, right? Arthur Christmas is a movie about the Christmas family there and a very fun look or fun take on what Christmas at North Pole could be like. I think it's about they missed one child and then Arthur's trying to get the present to that one child. I just really love the story. I think this one's very underrated because I don't hear many people talk about this one when it first came out and now neither. But it's a very well-made movie and it got a great story and a new take on like the whole Christmas family traditional movie, you know. S is Elf. I don't know if I have to say a lot. I watched it for the first time actually last year. I haven't watched Elf ever before because it's not really a movie that here in Germany is like a like Christmas movie that you watch a lot. But I can instantly see why this is a classic over in the States. It's just very fun and I found myself laughing a lot throughout it. Oh yeah, this is the other California light. I can't rate this. This isn't even out yet. Christmas Chronicles. Is this Christmas Chronicles 2? Oh, I think I rated 2 in the first one. Ooh. Christmas Chronicles 2 is D tier. It's again, no, it didn't need a second one. The first one is B tier. It was great. No, it didn't need a second one. I don't even know what the second one is about. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have informed myself about the movies that I watched. I think this just shows you that like how forgettable some Christmas movies are because obviously it's a genre that always just rolls the dice around in a new way and tries to make new movies each year. Operation Christmas Drop is also D tier. I personally didn't like it and it didn't give me Christmas vibes. Maybe it was because there was no snow there and maybe I'm biased towards that. Sorry for people who live where Christmas is in a warm space. I also particularly didn't like the main pairing. I'm sorry, this seems so judgy. Maybe I am judging this movie because Netflix was trying to get me to watch this movie so much. It was always on my front page. It was like, please watch A Christmas Drop. And I was like, no, doesn't look like my type of movie. And then I watched it and it was just a waste of time for me personally. A Grinch. The Grinch is A tier. I wouldn't put The Grinch in S tier for me, even though Jim Carrey obviously is amazing at being the Grinch. And it's an amazing movie nonetheless and a classic and everything. But I also very much like the animated Grinch movie that they made a few years ago. I think that one was very fun as well. So yeah, it's A tier. And then Christmas Under Wraps is B tier. This one is Hallmark and it's Hallmark at its finest. Oh my god, a doctor coming into this northern town where he's got to spend Christmas and of course he falls in love with the son of Santa Claus or something, or the guy who is like supposedly Santa Claus. I watched it with my friend who's a doctor and I think maybe this is what made the movie great to me, but it's such a fun watch. I really loved it. And yeah, here we have it. I ranked all the movies. I prepared a few movies that aren't on Netflix but to me are holiday classics. I just want to make you aware of a few more S-tier holiday movies if you didn't know them yet. For once, Drei Haselnüsse für Aschenbrödel. I think this is called Three Wishes for Cinderella in English. S-tier. Oh my god, there is no movie that screams the 25th of December more than Three Wishes for Cinderella. Like none. The soundtrack in this, S-tier. Has to be played at Christmas. Then here, Little Lord Fauntleroy. S-tier. Ooh, we watch this every year with the family. This is like the family tradition holiday movie. It's about this boy who comes to his, I think it's grandpa, because he's the lord. He's gonna be lord of the castle there, and he's coming over from America. And his grandpa's kind of like grumpy and he is like not very close to his people there. And then the boy just comes and warms his heart and warms the streets and Christmas feeling. Oh, it's just a feel-good story through and through. It's the best Christmas movie. This is the kind of Christmas movie that you watch from being a child and you still watch every year as an adult. Here, Christmas Vacation, S tier. Classic. It's so fun. The scene where they put the lights on and then everything goes out. That's so funny. Are you kidding? It's one of the funniest Christmas movies out there, and also one that I could rewatch infinitely. And then this one, I think, I don't really know what it's called in English. It's Als Michel das Fest für die Armen gab. It's a Michel aus Lönneberger movie. It's an Astrid Lindgren story, if you know her. She's, I think, a Swedish author. Oh my god, this movie is also S tier for me. It also screams Christmas all the way. Yeah, I just wanted to make the S tier a bit stronger here because if you're watching as many holidays movies as me, the S tiers are what you're looking for. This is the peak holiday feeling that you want from a movie. Me talking so passionately about this. You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna go and get ingredients because I want to make cookies, like Christmas cookies. And this is me stress baking because I have a bunch of things to do. And this is also, I don't know why I'm doing this right now. Why I'm spending like an hour ranking Christmas movies. The holidays are always such a stressful season as well. I don't think there's a single person who's like, oh yeah, the time leading up to Christmas, butterscotch cookies, nice time. No, it's so stressful. I have 1,000 things to do for uni. There's deadlines everywhere. And then after Christmas, of course, you have this little break, which you can look forward to. But if you want this time to be enjoyable, you need stuff like this. Like, I watch a movie like this and I just forget my worries for like an hour and a half. And I love that. So I don't know. I just want to share Christmas spirit with this video as well. And I hope you all have a nice holiday season. Bake Christmas cookies as well, or eat Lebkuchen. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for being here until the end and watching me rant about Christmas movies for whatever long this is gonna take. And as always, have a nice day, have a nice night, wherever you are, and bye, be back on my channel.